Hi, welcome to Ways to Success video number 2. I'm very happy to be with you today, and we're going to be discussing the power of making decisions and the power of choice. But before we start, I just want to say a big hi to all our English camp children and their parents, my friends in Instagram, all my wonderful teachers in STEP, my staff in the office, and of course, all my loving family. I love you all, and that's the main reason why I'm doing this series of videos, just to bring a little bit of hope and inspiration and excitement into your lives. When I was a teenager, maybe you don't know, when I was a student, I was living in Europe, and I used to play my guitar in streets and bars, pubs, anywhere where they want to listen to me. There's a song I used to sing, which was very popular in those days. I'm gonna sing you just the chorus. It used to go like this: I'm singing to you because I love you. And that's the reason I'm doing these videos, because I love you. Okay? Anyway, let's start. Decision making is really something that we have to think about. I don't know if you know, but human beings make 35,000 decisions a day. That's a lot. Now, some of you may not believe me, but of course you can check it out. And most of these decisions are unconscious. That's why they seem like a lot. But think about it. From the minute we wake up to the minute we go to sleep, we're always making decisions about everything. Now, some decisions we make are extremely important. Like, for example, who I'm going to get married, or what I'm going to study, or which country I'm going to live, or decisions that once you make them, they have the power to change your whole life. They're extremely important. But most of our decisions are very small. For example, what I'm gonna eat today. That doesn't seem like a very important decision to make, but actually, think about it. If every day you're making the wrong decision about what to eat, and you eating unhealthy food, well, given a few years, you're probably gonna be obese. At the same time, if you are conscious of your decision making in regards to food and you're eating healthy food, you're gonna be energetic and in good shape. You know. So small decisions are very important, and we can talk a little bit about that later. Now, there is a phrase I want you to remember, because we only have 15 minutes in this video. So if you can only remember this, I will be very happy. Now, this is it. The quality of your life is based on the quality of your decisions. One more time. The quality of your life is the result of the quality of your decisions. Okay? The greatest power a human being has is the ability to choose. And something we need to be extremely conscious of is that the fact that every decision has a consequence. This is why all decisions are important, because every decision has a consequence. Now, when a decision or a choice you make is repeated, it becomes a habit. And that habit, done in a permanent basis, will become your destiny. So we have the power to change the destiny of our lives by the power of choice and the power of decision making. Now, everything you are, everything you have, everything you enjoy financially, in relationships, in health, everything you are at this point in your life is a result of the decisions that you made yesterday and the year before and the year before after that. So everything we are is the sum total of those big and small decisions. This is why it's so much power in it, and that's why it is so extremely important that we are conscious of the decisions we are making. Now, how do we make decisions? Well, number one, if you remember last week, we had this 15-minute seminar on the power of pain and pleasure, the forces that drive your life, right? And we discussed how human beings' life is a dance between trying to avoid pain and the need to have pleasure. And most decisions we make in everyday life are based on this concept and these human forces that are driving your life. We're always trying to avoid pain and obtain some sort of pleasure. Now, there are some basic decisions and choices that we make every single day, but have the power to really, really move your life in the right or the wrong direction. Number one is focus. Every day we choose where to put our focus on. You can focus on the good qualities of a person, or you can focus on the bad qualities of a person. You can focus on the good quality of a situation, or in the wrong quality of a situation. And wherever your focus goes, your energy will flow. So we need to make sure that we're focusing on the right things, because that focus is going to determine the way we think and the way we act. The second decision we're making often is what meaning we're giving to things. It's not what happens to us, but it's how we react to what is happening to us. It's the meaning we give to situations. Is life trying to destroy you, or is life trying to help you, right? Just to give you a silly small example, like you enter into a room full of people, most of them your friends, and one of somebody that you know pretty well doesn't smile at you, doesn't greet you, doesn't even sees you basically, and you get a bit offended. What's happening with this guy? He's so proud, what he thinks he is, or blah blah blah, right? And you don't always give a negative feeling to his action, but actually, if you will ask him what happened, maybe he had a horrible headache, or maybe he just received horrible news, or maybe he just didn't even see you, right? So the meaning we give to situations determines also what decisions we make. And the last decision, not the last, but one of these very important decisions that we make every single day is how we act in regards to what we focus and the meaning we give to things. How we're going to react to things. Our actions are extremely important, of course, because every action we do have also a consequence, right? So if we act in a positive way, we'll have a positive result, a reaction. If we act in a negative way, of course, we'll also have negative consequences. And that leads us to our mental state. Our mental state is extremely important. We need to guard our minds with everything that is within us, because our minds are extremely important, our thoughts are extremely important, because they guide our decisions. Now, when we are in a positive mental state, when we're happy and excited and curious and seeing the good in things, focusing on the right things, and consciously making the right moves, and of course we're gonna make the right decisions. But when we are in a negative mental state, when we're upset and angry and jealous and envious and discouraged, depressed, or whatever you want to call it, of course we're going to make poor decisions. We're going to make bad decisions, right? So we need to self-guard our mental state. We need to make sure that we're in a state of mind that allows us to make good decisions. Other decisions we make every day is when something goes wrong, who to blame, right? We're always looking for someone to blame when things go wrong. I talk to people all the time, and some people are always blaming somebody, the government, Putin, the taxes, and this and that. And right now, with this pandemic in some countries, instead of finding solutions, they're playing the blame game. Who's at fault? Whose mistake it was? Who started it? And blah blah blah. It's so so immature to think that way. Successful, responsible, mature people, they don't blame others for their situations. They take responsibility for their own lives, right? And we need to make sure that we are doing that we're taking responsibility for our own lives. And we do that by making good conscious choices and good conscious decisions about everything we do. Now, going back to the small decisions that some people think is not really important, the definition of insanity is to keep repeating the same behavior and expecting a different result. Now, why people would be so, sorry to say, but stupid to do that, right? And the reason is very simple, because there is no immediate consequence, right? I mean, you eat the pizza and you don't get fat tomorrow. You smoke that cigarette and you don't die of cancer tomorrow, right? You drink that barrel of whiskey and after a couple of days you're normal again, right? So there are not horrible immediate consequences. So people think it's not important, or it's not as important. But think about in the scope of time. When you keep repeating such behaviors, after 3 months, after 1 year, after 2 or 3 years, of course you're going to be obese. Of course you're going to develop, it's a possibility of developing cancer to your lungs. Of course your liver is going to get damaged if you keep drinking such amounts of alcohol, right? So many of these small decisions that we think are not important are extremely important. And sometimes at the end of your life, when you are having these horrible sicknesses and this horrible state of health or this horrible financial situation, you're very quickly again to blame on the circumstances at that time, but actually it's your fault for the poor choices and decisions you made for the last 15 or 20 years. Success is not determined by one action, neither is failure. It's not a cataclysmic event that one morning you wake up successful or you wake up a total disgrace and a total failure. No. Success and failure is a sum total of all our actions, our choices, our decisions during a long period of years. This is why it's so important to be conscious and to make the right choices and the right decisions every single day. So what is the main phrase I wanted you to remember? The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your decisions. Very good. Okay, well, it's almost time to finish. I don't want to make this too long. Actually, it's a very simple concept, easy to remember. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your choices and your decisions. Please choose wisely. Choose to be brave when people are afraid. Choose to be loving in a world that is so much hate. Choose to take action doing positive and good things. Choose the right friends. You are the sum total of the company you keep. Choose to exercise, drink water, eat vegetables and fruits. Choose to love. Love your parents, love your brother and sister, love your wife or husband, love your children, love your friends, love your co-workers. Help people. The secret of living is giving. And you find meaning in your life when you grow as a person and when you contribute to humanity. Choose to forgive. Choose to forget the past because you cannot change it. Choose to live in the present, to enjoy the moment. Choose not to worry about the future because no one knows. And as we now enter a time in our history where there is so much uncertainty, and in reality, we're all hoping that this pandemic will pass soon, but nobody really knows how long it's going to take and how much more suffering is going to be before it's over. So choose to stay brave. Choose to not to give in to fear and panic. Choose to obey the rules of health and stay home if you can, and try to avoid spreading the sickness. Choose to smile in the midst of all these problems. Choose to call a friend today and find out how they're doing and give some love and encouragement. It doesn't cost anything. Choose to make the right choices and choose to make the right decisions. And choose to come back next week to our next video, which I won't tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be a surprise, but it's going to be great. I promise you. Anyway, I love you. Have a nice weekend, and let's hope that things will continue to improve and get better, not only for us personally, but for the whole world. I love you.